Imagine if we turned all this, like we could literally sit down. Well, actually we could do it right now. I would just have to mute myself and you could make your interactive videos and just fix all this stuff right now and put these all as separate web pages. Don't you think that'd be way more powerful? Rich, you're on mute.
How you doing, man? Hey, how are you? Thank you for taking the time, awesome. Even though you're there.
It's tough. It's so noisy, trying to find a place to sit for a minute.
Yeah. Well, all
right.
I'll try to make this easy on you.
And thanks for being flexible.
No, thank you. I mean, this is flexibility right here. So you tell me what you need from me, and I can tell you what I know and don't know and what I'm up to.
Just from my memory, we're going to run some Twitter ads today. Is that it?
This was just like kind of an audit.
You see my screen?
Yes.
So we're doing an SEO and web audit, right?
I think I wasn't sure what the audit was. I had like Facebook ready to go and that kind of stuff. My website, I haven't done anything really with it. I was trying to get my pixel. I did the Facebook $1 a day and then the digital plumbing, and I got kind of it was messy for me, but that's where I'm at.
Okay, good. So when we look at your site, do you know that you rank on 400 keywords?
No, I did not.
And most of these are guests that you've had. So you can see, right, here are these people.
Oh, V-Friends.
The more episodes you have, the more pages you have to rank inside Google.
Okay.
And Google says, well, Google calculates their own score, but we see that you have a DR 14.
Yeah, it's low.
So that's about average.
Okay.
For podcasts. I think that for someone like you, based on the level of the people that you've interviewed, I think you should be 55 to 60 is what my guess should be.
I do
The reason
too.
why I think this is relatively is that like I'm a 63 and Warren Whitlock is a 73, and who was it I was talking to yesterday? Like Mark Schaefer or David Meerman Scott, like they're also up in the mid 60s and 70s. So you really should be up in this. And the reason why this is important is that this is what drives the traffic that you have.
Yes.
So the higher your SEO power, if you will, the more traffic you get on, the more people are going to hear your podcast episodes, the more you're going to show up in universal search, the more, and it's not just this, but you have obviously other sites as well. So if I do what's called a brand SERP.
Yeah, I mean, I don't.
LinkedIn.
This is all so new for me. Yeah, I mean.
So I'll hopefully, I'm not trying to be mean or anything.
I would never take it that way.
Okay, I'm just looking at it from the standpoint of a search engine engineer, which I was 20 years ago. So you have only a 14 because the content is content that's on your site. So what you want to do, this is a really simple fix. It is super powerful. It'll make a huge difference in your online traffic. Is when you interview these people, build it into your process so that when you're done, and I'm sure you have like a VA transcribe it and, write up the show notes and that kind of thing, but say, hey, Ryan Dice or so-and-so, it was so awesome having you on the podcast, or your assistant reaches out saying, Rich was so excited, was so inspired by having you on the podcast that we wrote up, 5 things that I learned from Ryan Dice about how to convert better, or, whatever it is. And I'd love to submit that as a guest post on your site. And guess what percent of the time they say yes?
90?
Yeah, easily. And then that gives you a link. So if you look at all the people that have been on your podcast, these people, most of them are like 60s and 70s. I mean, obviously Gary Vaynerchuk's higher. He's probably like 80. Patrick Bet-David, I wonder what he is. Name any of these people. I'll tell you what they are, how much power they have, Google power they have.
Google power.
Oh, he's only a 51. I thought he's bigger than that, but still pretty good,
Yeah.
So you understand it, it's on a 0 to 100 point scale, right? That's what this domain rating is. And it's not like one is twice as powerful as a 25. It's on a log scale. So like the earthquake. So every 10 points up, 10 times more powerful.
Okay. Wow.
So you are, you at a 14. So we go 14 to 24 to 34 to 44 to 54 to 64. These guys are like 10,000 times more powerful than you are from a search engine standpoint.
Yep.
Well, I'm just thinking relative to the people that you're meeting, you really should be close to those levels. And the reason why is, you can see he's got 16,000 backlinks. These are other web pages that link to his website. And then that comes from 2,100 referring domains. So if we look at his backlinks, you'll see that like anytime you're mentioned in the media or you're mentioned on someone else's site, like New York Times, look at this. This is a DR 93. 90 plus is off the charts. That's basically major media or Google or Facebook, like those, anyone in the 90s, like there's not many people in the 90s, right? But he's got a link in the Times and it links to him, said blah, 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 said Patrick bet David, so this link carries massive juice. So this one link alone would push him up to probably got 10% of all his juice. I mean, he's got 14,000 links. This one link is worth way more than all these other links. But he's got all these other random links. Like this has got 1.7 because it's on Beastpreneur, which you wouldn't otherwise know if it's legit or not. 1.7's got no power. 8 has no power, right? 0.5, no power.
Mine would have no power. Yeah, got it.
Yeah. None of these links have any power. Well, wait, this one does. Grit Daily. Okay, fine. 70.
So if I link to him in my show notes on my website, does that show up here as a backlink?
Yeah.
Okay.
You're one of the links here. So let's say
it's so interesting. His business partner just reached out to me yesterday because they want to start a podcast, and I really hope they take me up on it.
So you have 1, 2, 3.
Yep.
3 links from you to him.
That's right. Okay.
But you don't have much traffic. That doesn't,
Yep. Oh man. So
but you've gone up a lot. Look, in the last 2 years, you've been steadily going up. You're steadily ranking on more keywords, which are basically the guest names, but they're not linking back to you, which is fair for you, or maybe part of your process. So, when you have someone on the podcast, you process it. And then when you're done, you send them the stuff to promote it while you promote it. But maybe you need like a VA to follow up on the promo a little bit more, because that's hurting your ability to get more traffic, which then brings in more guests and that kind of stuff.
If for the blog that I want to put on, if I let's say I sent you a blog and Dennis, here's what I wrote about you. I'd love if you shared it. Would I also put that blog on my site?
No, you would. I mean, you could. If you talk to people who are SEO experts, they'll tell you there's no penalty for duplicate content. But I think I'm old fashioned. And I believe that if you run an article, you should put it mainly in one place. When you copy it to another place, it's called syndication.
Okay.
Syndication is okay, but I mean, you could do it.
No, I don't have any. I just added a blog page because I didn't have one. I've done a lot of things since we connected, and I've been in office hours. It's just like so much stuff. It's crazy, but okay, so that's fine, including doing this, redoing this.
I mean, technically, it is a blog. But you might as well just call this thing website. I mean, you call it articles, or call it learning, or call it. I mean, you could call it blog, but blog sort of tells people, oh, this is just like random stuff that people are posting here. Right?
Yeah. I only done one so far.
Oh, look, you have your Facebook pixel. That's good.
So I don't know if my pixels work. Like I'm so confused. I guess it does work if you could see it. I did everything in digital plumbing, but I just ran into some issues.
Yeah. Well, I mean, digital plumbing is about collecting all the data, which especially includes what is the goal that you want. So maybe it's clients to fill out a form because they want to pay you to, help them produce their video or podcast, or, you've got to have. So collecting data is great, but you've got to tie it to the goal action, right?
Yes. I don't have a kind of a freebie or anything on the website at this moment, which is what we're working on, like making a bunch of them, a library of checklists or things along those natures. But
here's your list, your email list.
Yeah, I do have an email list, but I've not grown that. I've done it off of LinkedIn only. I literally just DM people and ask if they.
Oh man, now you should, like, for other podcast hosts that are your size, you should have like 10,000 people on your list.
I have 700, 600. So this is what I need. Like I'm looking. Yeah. Look. Like I should be out in Vegas next month, and hopefully it aligns when you're in town. But I just need someone to look at or put. I mean, we have all the courses and stuff, but my VAs are doing processes and systems right now. We're getting all that, and it's so good. I just hired another couple. My ops lead's great. We're hiring a podcast person, but like this stuff is nothing any of us can actually mess with. That, and then like the Facebook. I've done the $1 a day. I'm doing well there. Now I'm ready to kind of do a little bit more, but I growing an email list is just super new to me.
Oh man, everything's about collecting email. Social's about collecting email, generating leads. These website forms, like this thing here, this should be okay. So fine, maybe you have this thing at $29, but you need to have something that's free to collect the email.
Okay.
Or how many of these are you selling? These $29 ones?
I hardly have sold any.
You might consider making it free.
Okay.
But if you want to sell something here, then I would put this on its own page, and then I'd put a VSL at the top, right? Hey, Rich Cardona here. You're here because you've seen, the work that I've done with Jocko Willink and these other folks, and I put together this guide to help you build your brand. The reason why you need this guide is because I'm going to give you the exact exercises you need so you can define your why and be known and be authoritative. And it's also include this tool and this tool. And I hope you get it. It's only $29. Think about what your brand is worth. Because the way this looks now, I'm just giving you like tough love, is it looks like, oh, well, why the heck would I want to? I can just go to the internet and search for stuff.
Yeah.
But if you focus more on the result, well, is that result worth $29? And there's these tools, there's these processes, there's, and that's what they're getting. So in order to sell that, it's going to be, you want to have this on its own. You have this as a section of the site. You want to have this be its own site and its own thing. This guidance thing is another link. Because if they don't want the guide, then what they really want is access to you. They want to get it done. They want to know it's being done right. That's the thing that.
Sorry, one question for clarification. When you say it should be its own site, so it should be like personal branding.
Its own webpage. Its own webpage off of this. Yeah, because you have way too many things here. Like you're putting everything here. You have like 6 things here. Each one of these things should be its own webpage. It's okay. So you have richcardonamedia.com/personal branding.
Mm-hmm.
And then this is one web page. So on this web page, you have this link to get the guide. You have some, overcoming objections kind of, here's another link to this.
It's so much. It's ridiculous.
You have the testimonials. You have this button.
Too much.
So this is like one of the general principles of building websites. Each web page should focus on one main thing you're trying to get them to do.
Okay.
So wait, do I schedule a call or do I get this guide? Or wait, no, I can do this thing and get the guidance. Or wait, now I can fill out this form. Not like, okay, well, I don't know what to do now. I'm leaving now.
Okay.
Yeah. So if, this whole schedule a call, well, maybe there's a page talking about talk to us, right?
Yeah.
Oh, hey, Cardona here. So glad you're here. And, below is my appointment link. And I'd love to hear about your experience as an author, speaker, coach, expert, and how we can amplify that. Schedule a 15-minute call with me and let's chat about that.
Yeah. It's funny when you talk to people like you who make it sound so obvious, but yeah, I could absolutely do that.
I literally speak landing page copy, like literally.
Yeah, I know. It's
like
hilarious.
All day. That's literally all we do all day from call to call. And then like you saw, like Rich, we were doing the interactive videos, right?
Yep. This is awful. I'm looking at it. I feel like it's awful.
No, this is great. This is what things were supposed to be 5 years ago.
Yeah.
But now the reason why people listen to your podcast is because you're interviewing these other people that are well known and they want to understand what it means to be a leader, and you're hanging out with these other very successful people, right?
Yeah.
But when you see this, there's nothing wrong with the words that you're using here, right? Like these are all good. This is all kind of general sales copy. Oh, what is your brand and how can you be an impactful leader? This kind of thing. But imagine if this was just simply you talking for 1 minute.
Yep.
What would be more powerful?
I know. I'm a video guy too. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, I know. The whole thing's about video. And then where's your video? There's no video anywhere. Oh, come on,
I'm going to get on this ASAP.
Yeah.
Look, you're being very generous with your time. So I just want to ask one question, and then I'm probably going to have to follow up with people on your team to see how I could get people to go into my Google Ads and Tag Manager and just make sure it's all squared away. And then whatever.
Yeah.
But
Daniel will come in and take a look at it. And then if you want to schedule a little 5-minute, 10-minute call, we can just do I'm a bite-sized kind of person. I love to, give you a couple things to do. You do it, then we'll take a look at it, do another thing. And,
Okay. I love that. And I can do it. My only question that I have, and this is just not philosophical, but we are pivoting a little bit more towards podcast production, like complete A to Z, where we do the podcast, we do the video content from it, we do quote cards. That's going to be our main offer versus our kind of video production offer. And my question is, I want that to be the landing page, so it's predominant versus this one. But
great.
Okay. Then never mind. I won't even say another word. But
I can already see, and I think you already know what that needs to look like. The whole podcast production. Otherwise, you might as well just be, Fireside or a pod. What's the pod? The one that poditize, or these other services.
Yeah, I mean, it's everything you could possibly imagine. I've been working with this guy, Alex Hormozy, a little bit. Yeah, he's solid. And I mean, I'm just creating an irresistible offer. And I just want to keep it short and sweet. I don't like a lot. This is too much for me, but this is, I don't know. So I'm gonna put that as the landing page. I'll make it. I got it. So
and I think you just use B-roll, you flash to all these different scenes of you and these high authority people. That way anyone who comes to you sees it. You are obviously a premium offer. They're not going to go to Podetize or Fireside for 4 podcasts a month for $500. That's not what you're doing.
Yeah, no, not at all. It's way deeper than that. Okay. Well,
and they're doing, I mean, they want to know what the process is, but they're doing it because, I'm a premium leader. I need to get the premium package. They're not going to care about all the little details.
No, that's my target market.
I can go to Fiverr or whatever.
Exactly. My target market is
pay 20 grand a month.
Yep. My target market is mastermind hosts and the people in the masterminds themselves, because they're micro influencers. They're trying to be influencers, elevate their social status, and we could do it. So
yeah, you're paying $50 to come to a mastermind. You wouldn't think twice to pay you whatever your package price is.
Exactly. So that's the goal. But okay. Dennis, is there anything I can do for you? I got your socks. My daughters love them. They're hilarious.
Make a 15-second video about the socks.
Absolutely.
I'm always trying to encourage people to make videos,
Yes.
I mean, the hardest people to make videos are video people.
That's hilarious. I will do that.
30 minutes ago, I was with Gavin Bell. Gavin Bell's like a big video kind of guy, but then I looked at his stuff and he doesn't have any video. I'm like, bro, come on now.
That's so funny. I got that. I've been getting that feedback. That's so odd to me, but I will fix that.
It is though, right?
Yeah.
It's because they like to be behind the camera, even though you're a host and you can interview people, but they're so used to telling other people how to make video that they forget that they need to do it themselves, which is sort of hypocritical, right?
Yeah.
I find myself guilty of that too, right?
Of course. Okay. Well, I will be in touch and let you know some of these changes that I make. And then, I hope to link up with you next month, and we could do what do you call it? A meeting.
A meeting. Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
We'll go to the studio and make videos. It'll be a lot of fun.
All right. Dennis, thank you so much. I hope you have a fantastic time out there.
Awesome, Rich. Talk soon.
Bye.